Hello? Oh, congrats on being first. Yes, Junk, I have lost the game. Hello? Y'all, I feel like I am moving through quicksand. What the hell is my hair doing? It's fine. We're here. Hi. I'm very sleepy. I don't know why. We're just it's a low spoons day, I guess, but I really want to play Slay the Princess and I really want to hang out with you all. So I still push the button. But we're working on half a brain cell right now. Hi Spider, it's good to see you. I hope you've had a good Saturday. I didn't get out of the bed until like 2. So my Saturday has not been very long, but we've tried to get some things done, and I'm moving slow moving. I don't know, we're trying. But, I figured we'll probably jump into the game kind of quickly today. If you missed it, yesterday we did start a run to Slay the Princess, and I intended to finish it in one night. But I accidentally made a discovery, and the game could go for longer than 5 loops, so we didn't finish it last night, because we finished the 5th loop, and then, you know, we would have, you know, gone to the end and whatnot. But we need to do more loops, and that's okay, because we have more princesses to find. Did laundry, took your dog to the groomers, watered the plants? Nice. I intended to do laundry, and I haven't done that yet. It's like, that's a later me problem. But GG on getting some stuff done. I wanted to get more stuff done, but I have to account for the fact that I've really only been up and moving and going for a couple of hours. So the fact that we've gone to Costco and we went on a walk and I played a game day in the TCG card sim game and I ate some food. Like, for the couple hours I've been awake, it's been, you know, a decent amount of productivity. So the thing we have discovered, Junk, is it's not 5 loops. It's 5 vessels. And I discovered last night that there is an option when you get to chapter 2, if you do it right at the very beginning of the chapter, if you leave, if you walk away from the narrator, it just ends the chapter 2 and you do not get a vessel. And I did that twice, and I kind of want to keep doing it because it gave me an achievement both times I did it. So it's not a set number of loops. It's a set number of vessels, at least is what we can tell from right now. Because we don't have 5 vessels yet, and we did the 5th loop last night, and it didn't take us to the shifting mound. So they were still saying that they needed more. So it used to just be loops. I was like, I wasn't sure if that's a new thing. And the other thing I realized, I found in the details on the, like, if you scroll through the details of the game on the Steam page, it actually breaks down some more Pristine Cut stuff. Us getting the den last night was new content. That chapter has had a ton of stuff added to it, and that's why I had the thought of, I don't think this was even an option for us to go. So that was Pristine Cut stuff. Used to be loops, though some streamers would have... Oh, with just one vessel if they did it 5 times. Okay, so then that's a Pristine Cut change then. Because it's not... it's not just loops, because we have done 5 loops. Oh, hold on. I didn't open... I forgot to open the spreadsheet. Let me open that up real quick. But yes, we have done 5 loops, and it didn't take us to the shifting mound. So apparently you can have more than 5 loops. So, I'm kind of tempted to push it, you know, for these changes. I was like, I think it's cool. Because the idea I had, one thing is, I will admit, I did go to the Slay the Princess wiki, and I looked at the Prisoner Princess, which is the one princess we haven't, it's the one chapter 2 that we haven't gotten from the original release of the game. And I appreciate that the wiki, it describes what led to that princess become, you know, being a thing. But it did, in the first little, I only read like the first like couple sentences on the wiki page for it. It describes what happens, but not telling you how to get them. So I'm still not 100% sure how we get to the prisoner, but I do know that one, we need to bring the knife because it is, the first sentence said, after an awkward introduction. And that happens if you bring the knife and then talk to her. And then we have to die to save her, is how we get the prisoner. So that's the goal. Is I'm not entirely sure what that second part means, but that is the one princess from the original release that I still haven't gotten that I would like to try to get. They must have just released an update, because between me opening the game, or, you know, clicking on the page before I went live to now, there is now a patch. So they updated something. But if I go to Pristine Cut, there's 3 brand new chapters, which I knew, but there's 3 new princesses. So the Den, the Apotheosis, and the Fury each have more than doubled in length. And we got the Den last night, and it definitely was longer, and it had more options and stuff. So that's a thing. We also discovered you can't... The repeat chapter blocking also applies to chapter 3s, because both the witch and the beast can lead to the wild, and we made options in the beast, and we got the pop-up of you can't walk the same path, you know, that kind of thing. So that was also interesting to learn, is that one, there are multiple chapters that lead to a chapter 3, which we kind of already knew because there's not as many chapter 3s as chapter 2s. But it was interesting that if you've gotten to it, you can't get it again. Because technically, like, because I didn't know if it would apply it to us, like, not getting to go to that chapter at all, like blocking that progression, or if it would just block us into the other path, because we got one version of the vessel from the wild, but not the other version of the vessel. So I didn't know if that would change anything or whatnot. So this game fascinates me. I love it so much. So I kind of want to leave a chapter 2 again. One, because I think it might have an achievement if you, like, do it 5 times. Because that would be, like, the normal original length of the game. But I also am wondering if we can use the won't go back to the same chapter 2 in a playthrough to our advantage to keep going until there's literally no other option, so we have to get the new princesses. Was kind of a thought I had, because I would like to at least get one of them. We could get the prisoner, because that's the one that's been in there and I haven't gotten it yet. I have not seen the 3 new ones at all. So if anyone has ideas for what to do in chapter 1 to try something different, I am... After, how many loops have I done? 5, 10, 11, or 15, 16, 17. I've done 17 loops in this game with the playthroughs we've done. So I've done chapter 1 17 different times, and it is a big bulamoosh in my brain of what I haven't done and what I have done. So if anyone has ideas for it, I am open to that. I think I'm going to go ahead and just have us hop in here, because clearly we're already talking about the game. And and my brain is a bowl of soup, and I just... I contemplated not streaming tonight, but my desire to play this game and hang out with you all was greater than being a blob, so we're trying. But existing is taking energy of... Existing is taking thought, if that makes sense right now. It's like, okay, we're trying. Wait, this is not what I want to be. I want to be down here. I'm tiny. A small bean. Well, hello. If you happen to be watching this in the future, in the last episode, we discovered we can have more than 5 loops of this game. So, therefore, we didn't finish the playthrough in one sitting like I originally thought. We did 5 loops and discovered that it's now you have to, I think, from what we can tell, you need 5 vessels, not just 5 loops. And we didn't get 5 vessels, so we're gonna see what we
You're on a path
get tonight, is the idea.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So the idea I have... Oh, there it goes. A song to remember. Finish the Okay. The achievement popped, so that... Okay. So this... Okay, this is actually... it's interesting that it popped. It's technically bugged right now. We got a song to remember, which is Finish the Gallery. We're not supposed to have that achievement yet. It is a known bug that is currently... They're working on it. Because it says 0.1%. Yeah, we should not have gotten that achievement. But you know what? It's fine. They're working on it and it'll fix itself, so... It'll fix itself once they release, like, the fix for it. So we're going to...
That's the spirit.
Go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short
We are gonna
path to the
attempt... We're gonna attempt to get the prisoner. I will say I did look at the wiki, and the wiki, I read like a couple sentences at the beginning of the prisoner page.
cabin. The interior
And
of the cabin is
it
the blade,
didn't,
is your ink.
It didn't tell me exactly what to do in chapter 1, but it did tell me that it's an awkward... The prisoner had an awkward introduction, and that we need to die saving her. So I don't exactly know how we're going to do that, but I do know it means we need to take the blade.
You take the blade from
Because
the
that is how we get the awkward introduction, is that we have to take it down with us
her voice
and then
carries-
drop
Who's
it to be
there?
able to talk to her.
She sounds... Don't let it fool you.
So, hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Okay.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist,
Um,
binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I think I just will do the no. I don't know. Hi, Ranch. It is good to see you. Fell asleep while watching last night. Yes, we are the next contestant on The Price is Right. Exactly. I used to watch that show like every single day during summer breaks. Like that was the thing that I like got out of bed by 10 in the morning. Like I would, you know, because I would, you know, still stay up late or whatever. I was like, no, I have to be awake by 10. And that would be the reason I came downstairs, is to sit and watch The Price is Right. And that's what I did every single day during summer as a kid. But yeah, in terms of today, you haven't missed much. We literally just started our first chapter 1 of the night. We discovered last night that the game length is no longer locked to 5 loops, which is something different with the Pristine Cut, because it used to be 5 loops, and now it's not. So we're here. Yeah, let's just
Then drop the knife.
this.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare.
We're gonna drop
It's
the
fine.
knife. Drop it.
The blade tumbled.
Thank you.
And now we
Maybe
should
now
be able
we
to
can
talk.
Against your better will be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to
So here we are.
Awkward
What an
relationship.
awkward start to a relationship.
Okay, so that's the one part I knew how to get to. So now we need to figure out the other way to get to prisoner. We have to die saving her. So I don't exactly know which options we need to pick for that.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Not sure what to believe.
Believe me.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
Fair enough. Which things cost for someone you're... Yeah, I got pretty good at, like, guessing, like, ranges of prices and different things. Like, we, you know, and it's like my sister would watch it too and my mom would watch it, but I was, like, the one who's like, no, we're watching it. While you're going, that's a horrible deal. Yeah, like, this was, like, I don't know, upper elementary that I think that I really started doing it. Because that was always the bummer of when summer was ending, is because I didn't, you know, I wouldn't be able to watch it anymore because it's on at 10 in the morning. So it's like I can't watch it, you know, during school and things like that. And at the time, like, it would have been a thing that we could have, like, recorded it and things like that, but my family did not join the technology thing of, like, the being able to pause the TV and record things and whatnot until I was in, like, 11th grade or something like that. Literally because I begged my mother for months and months on end to call DirecTV and say, hey, can we have the new box? And then we had the stuff. Like, it had been out for multiple years at that point, and we had just never gotten the new box that had the capability to record and save stuff and pause and all. So that was a magical thing when we got that. And then it's like, okay, now we can record it and watch it later. But we were still in the, like, record it to a VHS tape to watch later era for, like, really well. Really? There's a really long while of just record on a VHS. Like, okay. Just to watch The Price is Right. I don't think I ever tried that. But it would have been funny. It's just like, I just want to watch The Price is Right. I don't know if I actually need to click through any of these explore options.
Have you decided?
You know.
Interesting that it's not giving me the other option. So usually I thought there was two. Examine the
Walk up, they're
chains.
large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the
I
key.
don't
Maybe
have
it's
the
somewhere
key.
upstairs. Doubtful.
I'll go look for the key.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement. Is someone else here?
Try
You
the door.
but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Okay, return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Ooh, so we
I heard
gotta...
the door slam.
We're locked
The
down
knife.
here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Yes, hi, Ella. Did you need more attention? I have snuggled you so much today. Yes, he's adorable. Oh, wouldn't override anything Dad wanted to watch. Yeah, we had, like, our, like, old TV was set up, Ella, you're not climbing on my desk. Our old TV was set to record things, and basically, like, we weren't supposed to, like, mess with it or anything. We mainly recorded, you know, we would record stuff and usually watch it right away, so we would just keep re-recording over it, but we had a couple of different tapes to, like, swap between. But the other one didn't have that. Like, we were in that, it was like the in-between era of technology of, like, the old TV was like the big, huge, like, giant box TV that we got when, I don't know, I was like 5 or 6 or something like that. And then the one in the other room was, it's not a smart TV. It's like the generation of, like, flat screen TVs before smart TVs were a thing. So it didn't have any of those capabilities of anything. So that one was kind of just for, like, background noise watching stuff, and we would still watch a lot of stuff on the old TV because it's still hooked up. I think it's not, they don't have that TV in there anymore, but I think the TV they have in there is still actually hooked up to the VHS player. I don't think they've gotten rid of it. Like, the fact that that VHS player still works at all is wild. Okay. We have, in this playthrough, done the Slay the Princess option here, but that's okay because we need to save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you cut
Okay,
into
we're
her
gonna
flesh.
cut.
The blade is sharp.
We're gonna take
and
our
she
hand
didn't so
off.
much as utter free from her. How is she so composed after?
Thank you.
Okay, so
Now let's get
here's
out of
the
here.
thing. Yeah, so, but we still, in order to get prisoner, we have to die? And she has to live, is my understanding, so...
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No.
Which I guess we
I
haven't done that
just
this
can't
playthrough
let her
yet.
escape into the world.
I was gonna say, I think that's a you problem.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Okay, because we've done this before,
Wait,
and we've
this
resisted.
isn't fair. Watch me.
Yeah, because we can't slay because we've done that, so we'll warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
No, we're gonna resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Are we killing the princess again? Hi, Lonely. We're not. We're actually saving her. We're attempting to get the prisoner chapter 2 because I still haven't gotten that one yet. And we need to die trying to save her, is supposedly how that works. The other thing we discovered is yesterday we did actually get stuff that was pristine cut. One, because the game used to be limited to 5 loops, and now it's not. That Junk was saying that people before, if they skipped to chapter 2, they would just go to the end without 5 vessels. Now it's not letting us go to the end, I think, until we have the 5. So that's a difference. When we got the den last night, the den is one of the chapters that have been expanded upon. One of them I don't know. The other 2 I know are chapter 3s that we have gotten. And they have doubled in length, which definitely makes sense because the den definitely had more to do in it last night. So, have we always had claws? Yes, we are not human. We are not a human. We do have claws.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
I feel like I've done this, though, in chapter 1, but maybe that's not right? I don't know.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
We got the prisoner! Okay. Apparently we haven't done that?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I really could have sworn we had gone down that path before. Did it give us something else? Maybe it's... You know what? I think we maybe... I wonder if we didn't fully commit to saving her, and that's why it gave us something different. I'm trying to look at the spreadsheet here. Oh, no, here's the difference. Okay. We have done that path before to warn her and resist, but we didn't have the knife. So in order to get to prisoner, you have to have the awkward encounter of us walking down there with the knife and dropping it. But the last time we did that pathway, we didn't have the knife, so it gave us the damsel instead. Okay, so that's the difference. I was gonna say, I could have sworn we had resisted the narrator like that before, but the knife makes a difference. Okay, I'm gonna note that yes, we took the knife. We dropped the knife. We saved her. So we warned her and resisted. Okay, cool. And that gave us the prisoner. Okay, because that is the first time we've gotten that chapter 2. Because this is not a new princess from the Pristine Cut, but it is a new one to us. There's a reason for Klaus. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like I could say more, but I could say we're not human. Also, my right eyeball keeps feeling like there's something out of place. It's been doing this all day. I don't know why, because there's nothing in it. It just feels like there is. I've double checked. Okay. All right, new chapter 2.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Because I think... Do we still need one more vessel after this? I lost count. This is our... We've left twice, so we have 3. So this will be our 4th vessel. So if we take another vessel after this, then it should take us to the end. Or we could try to keep leaving and get more chapter 2s. Okay, I think we're good to just go to the cabin. We're not going to turn around and leave.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
I was waiting, just like, is he literally just gonna say wink? Okay, let me note that this is the skeptic. What? Do we have skeptic in another chapter 2? I don't think so. I think the only time we've seen skeptic has been when it's paired with other voices in later chapters. Interesting. Okay, so this is where the skeptic comes from.
Did you just say wink out loud?
I was gonna say, I hope they question it.
No, I didn't. Wink.
Uh-huh.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Alright, proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Spooky.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
All right.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Do we want the blade? I think I want to take the blade because we did take it in the first chapter. And then obviously I would have to come back and do the opposite, but I think I want to do the blade run first.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Alright, let me just note that real quick in the spreadsheet or else I won't forget.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
I guess. Alright, into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Just the amount of times that he had to say that, because he had to say it every single time. It's not like they took and cut it from the other ones.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Alright.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Are we not the first? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Yeah, because I think this is the only time... There's still 4, though. There's still another one. I think this is the only time that she's hooked with more chains than just the one on her wrist.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why is there another one?
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Okay. We can leave the princess in the basement. Oh. No, I'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
My thought is, this is open. She could, that's within reach of her. She could grab it and, put it around our neck or something like that. Hi, Fairly! Should I stop being tired and spend 40 to 45 minutes making hash brown casserole? I mean, if you've got the spoons and the energy to do it, that sounds delicious. I would, if I was tired, not be doing that, but... I, today, made it to Costco and ate pizza. I'm surprised that I'm starting to wake up finally a little bit more. It's very delicious, but very exhausting. If it's worth it in the end, if it is worth it to you in the end to do it, then I would say go for it. If not, I am very much an advocate for there's nothing wrong with throwing food in a microwave. There's nothing wrong with the difference between eating food and not eating food is a microwave, then use the microwave. I will say the prior dance teacher at my Thursday Friday school left a microwave, and it is the best thing ever to just have my own microwave that sits on my desk at work, so I could just microwave my lunch there, and I don't even have to move. I just have to take it out of the microwave and eat it. It is the best thing ever. The only downside to it is, it doesn't affect its usage, but the 0 key and the 5 key don't work on it, but everything else does. Reheated leftover Taco Bell, nice. Yeah, I used to. I haven't done it in a while, but when we would get Taco Bell, I depending on the order and whatnot, I would get like a 5-layer burrito, and I would save that and take it for lunch the next day because those reheat surprisingly well. Oh, okay. That sounds really good, though. That sounds really good, though. I've been, like, craving, like a breakfast for dinner kind of vibe for a little bit. I had Tolarian get bacon the last time we went, not to Costco, just to the store. And I'm like, we need to do some breakfast. We need to do some breakfast. I am definitely planning. One of the things we got, not today, but earlier this week, from Costco is Costco changed how they do muffins. They're now smaller, and you don't have to buy 2 packages of them, which makes it more dangerous. But we got little pumpkin muffin things, and they're really good. And I'm planning to eat one after stream, and I'm excited about it. Okay.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Fair.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you're told to sit. Sit closer. No, I'll listen to her for now.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions? What do you mean?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here?
I mean, those are valid questions.
There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
There's not a keyhole? Oh.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Oh? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh? Are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
So you've already been here.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion.
Yeah, this is technically our, 18th loop overall, so definitely not our first time. Should make pumpkin bread. I realized, when we were at Costco earlier this week, I was like, it's pumpkin spice season. And I'm not necessarily, a huge, must-have pumpkin person, all the time. But I realized, I have not had a single pumpkin thing at all for fall and spooky season stuff. It's I need something. I need something. We used to... My mom would make just, the little tiny pumpkin muffins, like the little tiny miniature cupcake-sized things. So I used to have those, and that was, my pumpkin intake. And a pumpkin puree and everything. Yes, you should make some pumpkin bread. That sounds good. I am definitely more of a pumpkin fan than, I don't dislike the peppermint season, but I am more a fan of pumpkin than peppermint. Seasonal pumpkin spice scented gear oil? Why? I am all for, pumpkin spice season being a thing, but I still think it's gone a little too far. Why? Oh, need milk though? I feel like that's always the problem when going to make stuff. Like the other day I was thinking of like making mac and cheese, but we didn't have milk. I'm like, oh, that's always the thing. It's either milk or butter is the thing that we end up out of to be able to make stuff. Tony said, yeah, it was like, it makes sense for it to be scented, but just, why pumpkin spice? But I guess to match the season, normally it's grape. Huh. I guess that would be a smell that wouldn't be like overly strong, but would be better than what it would be actually smelling like. Pick up some tomorrow, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, we just did. We went to Costco today because we need more cat food, and it was like, I don't know what to eat before stream. Let's just go grab a slice of pizza. Who's that? What was? I don't remember what that was referencing to in the game. Huh. Also, I still want to go back and play Once Upon a Jester again to get more of the achievements, because I never did that. I also still have not managed to get that, like, last whatever challenge run and everybody wham wham. I still haven't managed to beat the person for the last challenge. I still haven't been able to do it yet. I want that achievement. Maybe we should just do a day of achievement hunting. And like, I have so many of those games that are like the shorter games that we've played that I would like to achievement hunt in, and I just haven't done it. Oh my god, I finally got the fuzzy out of my eyeball. Yay!
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Oh?
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
It is a thought.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even.
Y'all, I do not understand how I am still tired at all. Like, I slept on and off until like 2 p.m. today. Why am I still yawning and tired? Like, I don't get it.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
Okay, this is actually interesting. I'm liking this chapter too because we're getting more insight on the narrator than I feel like some of the other chapters give us.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
I love that we're just sitting here, have this conversation with ourselves while we're just staring at the princess.
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much.
Oh. I don't remember which chapter that is, but there's whatever that chapter is that we like take the power and we start thinking and making choice, whatever, and then the narrator starts freaking out. But that's why he's keeping us in the dark. Okay, this is actually really interesting getting this later versus earlier, knowing what we know now. Feel the tiredness is the reason I'm getting lab work done on Monday. I know, it's like, I can't tell. I think it's partially that I pushed really hard to make it through Thursday and Friday this week. I like in terms of work and the extra like school day, like I pushed really hard to get through Thursday, and I was really tired on Friday, which it wasn't like, you know, I was tired because, you know, everything, but I was still doing okay. Like, obviously yesterday we streamed for 5 hours. I was okay. Today is just like the I got re-hit with it kind of thing. So I'm not sure if it's because I pushed so hard to make it through, or if it's the like my body's still not fully back to being full health from being sick. So because I think the voice of the hero can still like talk in our head, but I don't. Well, I'll say this: depending on the chapter, whether she can hear the other voices or not, because there are times when she can. You're gonna talk to her? Yeah. At this point, I think for this chapter, it's still just all in our head.
Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Okay. The other chain on the wall, who is that for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Do we have that option? Because that would be funny. What would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous.
Uh-huh.
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
Oh, please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
Yeah, but now I kind of want to do it just because it's going to bug you.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
That's a fair point.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
Fair. I like to think she can hear everything, but it sounds like you're talking to yourself and she's just like... I do think it's funny. Like, there are times when she's also, like, in our head and we can all hear everything. The best, I think, is... I don't remember which chapter it is. There's a chapter when we have, like, every single voice in our head that we can have in this game, and it's just really funny to hear them all talk and voice their opinion.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
I think that last part is probably right. I want to inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Ah.
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
I just want to see what would happen.
What if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
I want to see what happens if we get ourselves stuck down here. Inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity.
I've gotten in the, like, I'm yawning, and then my breathing is off, so then I'm just gonna keep yawning, so I apologize. Like when you're trying to decide on something so all the parts of you are weighing in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's... I don't remember... Let me see if I can tell by looking at our spreadsheet. Which one... Okay, yeah, it is. Okay. So, when you get one of the possibilities for the nightmare, we chose the opposite one. Or we chose a different pathway in the nightmare for this loop through, but the first time we saw the nightmare, we got the moment of clarity, and the moment of clarity has all of them, and there's this really cool image. It's one of my favorite images in the game, which I'm interested to see if I went back to that, if it's updated to include the other three princesses. I think it's posted somewhere on their socials. Essentially, it's a line. It's a bunch of lines going to the center, and each one is representing one of the different princesses of the different chapter 2s, and it's so cool. It's so cool. The Moment of Clarity chapter is really cool. I will say if you want to see it, it is on YouTube. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, hi, hello. It would be in the last, not this playthrough, but the last episode of the Before the Pristine Cut run. And it would be loop 1. We did loop 1 and loop 2 in a playthrough, and then we didn't finish it. So, but the Moment of Clarity we did get in that other loop. I hate when all the voices in my head all agree it's never a good thing. Yeah, I guess so.
I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
Did we get stuck here? Because that's funny.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad.
Is it auto lock on our wrist?
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
Oh.
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Oh.
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay, we just got a, what did it say? Prisoner of the, I missed it. We got an achievement. We got Prisoner of the Mind. Become your own jailer. Okay, this is the image I had seen of the princess before. So this is how I knew there was still a princess from the original playthrough or original version of the game that we still hadn't gotten, because I had seen this image. I'm like, I haven't gotten that one yet, so there's gotta be at least another chapter 2.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Okay. Did you know this is gonna happen to me?
No.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Wait in silence.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
Knowing what we do know, this is funny. Yeah, I like this. I'm liking this chapter too.
This is so boring.
Which, actually, this is not the first time we've sat and had to wait, either.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
Thinking about getting this to play on Halloween. Yeah, so here's what I'll say. Normally, we would have been able to finish. The plan was that we were going to do a run of the game in one sitting last night, but because I ran away from 2 chapter 2s, and I didn't know the pristine cut makes it so it can be longer than 5 loops. We would have been able to finish in one sitting. Like, you can do a run of the game in like 5-ish hours. Is like, you know, if you don't skip any chapter 2s, it's probably feasible to do it in 5 hours. I will say, if you're sitting and contemplating choices a lot, then it's going to take longer. I think my first run took us like 2 or 3 streams because we sat and discussed a lot of stuff. And also, we just ended up with pathways that were longer in general. I like the change personally. It was funny with only 1 or 2 vessels. Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know that was a possibility to not get a vessel before. I know very little. That's okay. That's okay. And like, as we go through it, you definitely... That's kind of part of the beauty of the story of it, is as you keep playing, there's just bits and pieces, that there's more and more that you do piece together. When we do go to the quote, like, end of the game, there will be some questions that will be answered. But I love seeing all these different chapters and how each one gives you a little bit of information without giving you the full picture. The joy is knowing nothing and learning with each loop. Yeah. Yeah, if you can go into this game without knowing anything and playing it, I definitely say do that. But it is also interesting to, you know, if you watch one playthrough of the game, there is more princesses than you can do. Well, actually, that might not be true anymore. If you keep skipping chapter, well, you wouldn't see the princesses then. You see 5 princesses per gameplay, in theory, unless if that's changed. We haven't found that out. And there's more than 5 princesses. I was gonna say, are we gonna give the energy?
That was it.
Oh, that does actually taste good. Okay. Well, I'm not spoiling because I do love the ending and what you could take away from it. Yeah, I'll say, if anything, if you plan to do a playthrough of this and you are hanging out with us, I super appreciate you hanging out with us. But if you plan to play this game, don't watch the end. I'll let you, when we get there, I'll let you know. But if you are planning to do a playthrough of this game, don't watch the end.
At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
I love that the narrator's just getting annoyed at us. Yeah, it's really something you need to experience blind. Yeah, like, if you can go into the full game knowing nothing, awesome. I totally understand if you need to look up trigger warnings, because clearly we're in a more mild chapter 2 right now. But there are some that are not as mild. So So I totally understand if you need to look up trigger warnings and stuff like that. But if you can go in not knowing anything and not seeing, especially the end, and knowing the information that the end gives you, I'm not saying like it will ruin your ability to play the game, but it is much better to go into it not knowing that information. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like if you're not planning to play it for a while, like then I feel like it's less important, but if you're like planning to play it like on Halloween, I wouldn't watch the end. So much when you make the final choice for yourself for your first experience. During the final, yeah, because we still have this will be vessel number 4. So we have at least one more loop. And then depending on which one we get, I might choose to leave it if it's one we've gotten before to try to get one of the new 3 princesses. So we have at least one more loop. Like knowing when the scares are coming, or otherwise I would never be able to play it. That's fair. And fairly, I can also help and know some information ahead of time for that, if any of that helps at all. I don't know if this will be any kind of comprehensive if you have not played the game, but I do have a spreadsheet that I'm keeping track of stuff. I'm keeping track of things is where we're currently at right now. Specifically in terms of body horror stuff, the Spectre is probably the one that is the most of that. Chapter 1 does have some, depending on which pathway you choose in Chapter 1, her hand does get cut off. I know the nightmare is just you got this one, you'll be scared, have fun. I love the nightmare. The nightmare is spooky. I really like the nightmare. That one's a fun chapter. I want to go back to it and see if we can get any other pathway stuff. Yeah, the Razor is really probably the most intense one. I mean, the adversary you fight, like there's fighting and stuff, but that's the first one that comes to mind when I think of like visually horror looking. The Razor. Just I love that like pathway is so good. It's really cool, but also it's horrifying in the best. Yes. This game is so cool.
And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
If you notice the basement changing.
I don't like small talk, remember?
Still rude.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass. Until suddenly,
Oh.
there are no walls. And then... And?
I think he's gone.
Interesting.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
I was gonna say she's gonna be a vessel. I actually like that chapter too. And it's hard to pick a favorite because they're so unique in each, you know, different path. Right, memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Alright, approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Alright, gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. Interesting. It's also interesting to see what we see because there's only... I think we've gotten all the possibilities for those because I didn't get an achievement for it. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me, short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins.
Bot says hydrate.
I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. She will make for a patient heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
What's gonna happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
How many more vessels do you need me to bring?
One.
One, okay.
Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Interesting. Okay, so it is 5 vessels now, not 5 loops. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back then.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark, and you die. A patient heart. Bring the prisoner to her is the achievement we just got.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So, I'm not sure. Do we want to try... Do we want to try to get a chapter 2 we've gotten before just to leave it?
You make your way up the short path.
Or do we want to see if we can figure out a new path? Because there's 3 new princesses for the Pristine Cut
The
that we have
interior of
not
the cabin is-
seen. So the thought would be... So what we discovered with doing that with the prisoner is we discovered that literally having the knife or not having the knife and going the same pathway through that chapter 1 changed which chapter 2 we got. So... Also, let me note for our chapter 2 what we got here. We touched the chain. Sat there. So... Because the problem is I don't have notes on every single chapter 1 we did. Because I started this... I went back and did it through most of them, but I never apparently finished it. I don't have any details on loop 4 or 5 for our second playthrough, and I don't have details. Oh, we just did the stranger. Never mind. I know that one. So if we don't take the knife and we take... I don't know if it would let us take that same pathway because it would be... Well, it would give us a different chapter 2. So we could try to go for the damsel. Because which ones have we gotten? We've gotten Nightmare, Adversary, Tower, Witch, Beast, and Prisoner. So... we could... We could go back to the Spectre chapter 2. Because we've only gotten Spectre once. And... that was one in our 3rd playthrough that we started but didn't finish. So in terms of chapter 2s that I know about via our play, I know I could go look at wikis and stuff, but I'm still trying... I have looked at it for a couple of things, but I'm still trying to avoid it. You know what? It actually... it could be interesting to actually... well, actually, maybe it won't let us. I'm wondering if we go for the stranger, which is where we leave and walk repeatedly away from the narrator in chapter 1. Obviously, we're not going to do that this time because I chose to go to the cabin. But I'm wondering if we repeatedly do that. I wonder if it will even let you leave in chapter 2. I don't remember. So... in this run, we have not gotten the damsel, the stranger, which isn't going to happen because we went to the cabin, and the Spectre. This is so weird because we've gotten, 6 in this run. Because we walked away... we walked away from the tower and... oh, technically we walked away from the witch. I don't know. I almost want to look to see if I want to know what, the chapters are called, if that would help. What do you all think? Do we really want to see a new princess from the Pristine Cut? Because there's 3 of them. I would be willing to, look to see if we can, see the chapter name. I just don't know. I don't know how else to approach things. So I'm trying to see if there's one thing that we could swap like we did to get the prisoner. Because literally the only difference between getting prisoner and damsel is if you bring the knife or not. So... Oh, we haven't gotten Razor is the other one we haven't gotten. If you want to, Spider, I'm definitely not going to stop you. I'm totally open to I'm totally open to assistance in that. Cuz it's like I don't mind having like a general idea. Like I did look up prisoner on the wiki and I got a general idea of we needed to be awkward encounter and we needed to try to save her. So like having that general idea, but I just don't, I'm trying to figure out, looking at my spreadsheet notes of like, what have we not done? What could we do different? And it also could be something that we did before would lead to a different chapter 2 now than it would have before. We also could just go in and see what options it even gives us, because we're going to have a lot. We have 6 different chapter 2s that are blocked off to us right now. So there are going to be some dialogue options that aren't options. Okay, we could, okay. Though this might be a difference. Or we got Razor, we immediately tried to slay her, but we checked for a pulse, which is what changed it. So, if we go super stabby, like right now I'm thinking we either go super stabby or we like simp for the narrator again and get like Spectre. Oh, Razor's the other chapter that we get a lot of the other voices. Yeah, because I don't even know if it would let us. If we don't take the knife, we might be able to get Damsel, but we have already gotten Damsel a couple of times. I like the Damsel. I think maybe let's try super stabby. And if we get Razor, I think I will just walk away from it because Razor actually has 4 chapters. And see if we get another achievement for walking away. Let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
And let's enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice.
Who's there?
We're not going to say anything.
Don't let it...
Down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
So this is a little bit simpy for the narrator.
Focus on the task
because we are immediately going to be stabby.
Are you here to kill me or something?
Steal your names and
You
step forward.
Oh, I'm probably changed. So
We have the option.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate,
Okay, it is letting us do slay. So let's slay.
you lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Yeah.
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Okay.
Oh, this is it.
Just
isn't
the
it?
oh.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Also, why did we leave the blade there? I feel like we should have taken the blade.
She's convinced she can't die.
As her eyes go glassy.
Yes. Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
No, we're not going to check her pulse. Of course it is. She's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Does he make us wait?
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
Okay, these are the chapter 2 names. So Prisoner Tower, Adversary, Razor. It doesn't tell... Okay, so... Okay, because this is the other thought I had, is if there isn't another chapter 2. Because looking at the store page... It says three brand new chapters. Okay. It doesn't specifically say, well, I guess they wouldn't say that in that. I'm assuming they're chapter 2s. Okay, but, so Prisoner, Tower, Adversary, Razor, Spectre, Nightmare, Damsel, Witch, Beast. Okay, we've gotten all of those. So, I will also say, the Pristine Cut's been out for exactly 2 days. Online updated stuff, like, you know, walkthroughs and things might, and wiki stuff might not be updated yet for Pristine Cut. Yeah, that's the other thought I had. I was like, wait a second. Stuff might not be, it's only been 2 days, so I'm sure someone out there has figured it out by now because it's been 2 days, but stuff online might not be updated yet. Okay, but good to know in that case that we have gotten all of those chapters. So now that we have gotten Prisoner, we have gotten every single chapter 2 that was in the game before. So, and we also did get the Den as a chapter 3 and got extended stuff that was new for Pristine Cut in that, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. So if anything, we just need to come back randomly to slay the princess. Honestly, I guess I could technically record it for YouTube. At this point, in terms of for how many achievements we currently have, which last time I checked was 40-something. Oh, now it's 50-something, which technically the Song to Remember Finish the Gallery achievement is bugged right now. We're not supposed to have it. So we have 50 achievements out of 131 because there should be, well, maybe, I don't know. There's something going on with the gallery achievements. Those are not bugged a bit. So we're not even halfway through the achievements. So in terms of stream time, I think it's unreasonable to try to 100% it on stream. But I do want to keep playing it if you all want to see the other things. It's like I was hoping we could get the 3 new princesses so we could all see those together. If anything, I will record at least the gameplay while I'm playing it off stream. So if I do get the new ones, you all can see them. Would be the idea. Or we could also just do another run of it and see. I don't know. Let's see where this goes. And then we might leave this chapter 2 and we have another spin at chapter 1 again.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Okay, he is going to make us stay here. Are there ever more than chapter 2s? There, depending on your choices in chapter 2, you can end up with a chapter 3. There is there is one pathway that I know of that also has a chapter 4, which we might be falling into it right now, but I don't think we'll follow all the way through it. But if you get a vessel in chapter 2, I think what we broke it down to is if you satisfy what the new voice in your head wants, then it resolves and you get a vessel in chapter 2. If you don't do what the new voice in your head wants in chapter 2, you end up with a chapter 3. Is kind of how it ends up working most of the time. So, but most of the time you're not going to be going past that. And we're at the point as well that there are less chapter 3s than chapter 2s available. So some of them, like the witch and the beast, can both lead to the 3rd chapter called the Wild. So, like, we had the issue that yesterday we went to witch first before beast, and then one of our beast pathways, the game literally gave us the little dialogue of like, you can't go down the same pathway to make us get a different chapter 3. The only definitive information I have is that one of the new chapters is in a route for the Spectre. Okay, so that's the other thing, too, that I wasn't sure of. Is I was guessing because they said new princess and new chapters, I guessed they would be chapter 2s. But if it's a route from the Spectre, that means it's a new chapter 3. Which is actually even more interesting because the chapter 3s could be a lot different than chapter 2s. How to get to the 3 new princesses? Okay. They're in fact chapter 3s, it looks like. Okay. Cool. Okay, so if it's new chapter 3s, that actually helps maybe a little bit. Okay. So that does mean because we walked away, which I guess we didn't really fully just walk away from the witch. We did still choose a witch pathway. We just didn't stick down there with her. We literally walked away from the tower. So, in terms of chapter 3s, which I guess that maybe we did get a new one then. We technically probably got a new one then because I got a different vessel from the den than I had before. I think, was that it? Or was it from the Wild? No, the Wild gave us a different vessel than I had before. The den was new to us. So if the den... Okay, actual question. Is the den a new chapter 3? Is that why I hadn't seen it before? Because that one was new to us. But since I haven't gotten all of the options before... That's the thing I didn't account for in the I haven't done all the option before the Pristine Cut comes out. Is then it makes it difficult to know what's just new to me and what's actually new, as in new for the Pristine Cut. So far in this run, we have gotten 3 chapter 3s. We've gotten the Theory, the Wild, and the Den are the 3 we've gotten in this run. That's bullshit. Let me out of here.
What's done is done, and there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
You know what? This is interesting coming from the prisoner that we sat around and now we're sitting around again.
Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Hell no. Do you have any idea how to get us the heck out of here?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it.
Oh, right. I forgot that that's how we get out of here.
The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
Den is in the original, it looks like. Okay. Because that one, I think, was one of the expanded ones, maybe? I'm remembering. There was also ones that had, things added to it. Okay, I didn't note anything after checking for pulse of what I chose here.
Don't you dare.
I didn't like the idea. I'm just gonna stick around and do nothing, at least for a little while longer.
What a relief. I suppose we've got all the time in the world for you to change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voice's pleas fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
I forgot that gives you the good ending. I forgot about that. We're happy.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
Okay, the pristine cut fleshes out some of the princesses, such as the Fury, the Den, and the Moment of Clarity. Okay. Oh. If they added to the Moment of Clarity, I wish... Maybe I should... I specifically didn't go that path because we have gotten the Moment of Clarity before from the Nightmare. Okay, so I immediately, of course, have to do another run because I can't get the Nightmare again in this run because we've already done that chapter 2. But the Moment of Clarity was already a really cool chapter.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here, though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
So what we're learning is to stop running away from the princess. Yes, we have to stop running away from the princesses.
He's right. It's the only way out.
Which, to be fair, the witch one was I ran away from the actual witch princess. We didn't just run away from the narrator. The tower one, I just actually ran away from the narrator before we went to the cabin. Though I want to do that at some point because I'm sure there's more achievements for continuing to pursue the running away option. Because I want all the achievements, and I don't even have half of them yet.
Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Wouldn't we be dead?
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we'd die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever.
It sounds like a nightmare, being just there, nothing. Get to new one of the princesses potentially. You locked yourself out of the one of the new ones. Okay. Yeah, so we could do another run of this. And I think I would go into it now that I know that they're chapter 3s and not chapter 2s. So one, I know how to get to all the chapter 2s now, which makes a lot more sense because I'm like, how the fuck can I do anything else different in chapter 1? I've done so many different things. Okay. So I would go into another run of it. I would want to know which chapter 2s I need to go to. I don't think I would want to know how to get to the new chapter 3s. But I think it would be good to know so I wouldn't accidentally lock myself out of one. I would not mind actual question knowing which chapter 2s have new chapter 3s. I'm in one of them right now. I'm still in chapter 1 right now. So this is, in theory, I think I'm headed to Razor. In theory, I think I'm headed to Razor. I'm not sure.
I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
Pretty upset if we die.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
Writing this guide, which could be wrong. Oh, no. Okay. Prisoner, damsel, and specter. Okay. Well, we already did prisoner, which that was fine. Like, I just wanted to get to prisoner because we hadn't gotten prisoner at all as a chapter 2. So we would need to go back to prisoner. Obviously, we can't. And not do the chains so we could get to a chapter 3. We have not done damsel or specter in this run. But if I get a vessel out of this one, well, let's just see what chapter 2 we get.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
We do get specter. What did I do differently
You're on a
then?
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of
What did I do?
cabin
I thought I was gonna get
is a
Razor.
princess.
I think I did that before too. So that was still enough simping for the narrator that we got specter. Okay, so the difference is that checking for the pulse of the princess gets you to Razor. That's got to be the difference because before when we got Razor, I checked for a pulse. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's see if we can get a new chapter 3 then.
You're here to slay her.
So in that case, let me look at what I think we've only gotten Spectre once before. I think. Let me double check. We've only gotten Spectre once before, so let me. Hold on. Let me. Loop 7. This is insane. Okay. Yes, we took the knife. Stab. Stabby stab. Okay. And then we got Spectre. The first time we got the Spectre, we tried to slay her. We did take the knife. And that took us to the Wraith as the chapter 3. So if it's a new chapter 3, then I think we should do opposite. We should not try to slay her. I guess we could still maybe take the knife, but don't try to slay her. Let's go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Also, thank you for the help. I super duper appreciate it. This is one of those times that it's like, it's weird because we're not technically first playthrough. Like, I really, for most of the games we play on this channel, it is first playthrough, and this is actually not first playthrough, so it's a little different, and it's kind of weird.
She won't be a problem.
Oh, right, we have cold. Okay, proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is cold. A soft
Okay,
the
I
blade is.
think-
It feels like no one's been here for a like I've been saying. She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. We killed her already. Oh, I remember which one. This is like the ghost one that comes out from her body. You know, I don't want to take the blade. I don't want to take the blade.
The door to the basement, the room below. Nobody's here.
Yeah, I was gonna say
As much
she's
as I
dead.
appreciate I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
I was gonna say, we kind of just walked up to you and stabbed you. Rationalization thought process. Yeah, I was like, even if we don't get it this time, it's not the end of the world. So I was like, really, my motivation at this point is like, okay, yes, there's the chance that we get the new one, which is cool in itself to just even know that's a chance. But also it's like, okay, let's do something different than before to try to get more achievements is really the motivation between picking and choosing for some of the stuff right now. Amy to get all, yeah, it was like, if we don't get it, it's fine. Like, we can do a specific run and we can do 3 loops that are just specifically going for those new chapters if we want to on stream, which is kind of what I thought. So like, I figured us coming back and doing another playthrough of this, there were so many pathways we still hadn't done that I knew we would be getting new achievements and discovering new pathways, whether they were new from the Pristine cut or not, because we got 10 achievements yesterday, and we've gotten several tonight as well. There's so many paths, it's bizarre. Yeah, because when you stop and think about it, there's all the different chapter 2s that you can get from the first chapter, and then every single chapter 2 has at least 2 different pathways to it, because you have the basic differences between the blade versus not the blade. But then it gets even more complicated when you talk about there's the option of bringing the blade and trying to slay her or save her, and then there's also the option of not taking the blade and trying to save her or slay her. And then there's also, variations of changing your mind partway through, and like, if you end up with a chapter 3, there's so many pathways in this game. Hence the spreadsheet. Yes, exactly. Hence the spreadsheet. In theory, there's a gallery feature that the Pristine cut has added. I haven't looked at it or looked for it yet. The gallery is supposed to essentially help with that, because it will track what you've done, and it will, when you highlight over ones you haven't done, it will give you little hints of how to get them. So in theory, the gallery is, you know, gonna have a semi-similar idea to my spreadsheet in terms of helping us find more pathways. But I think having the spreadsheet is really helpful in just for my brain to keep track of what we've done, because especially since we played this originally when it came out and now we're playing it a year later. So the gallery is the developer-backed spreadsheet. Exactly. Which I think is going to be a really, you know, cool thing to have in the game. But it is also just kind of fun to make a spreadsheet and have a reason to make a spreadsheet. Even if it's a little silly. But I love this game, and the options in it are so cool.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. We could probably grab her and kill her again, if we wanted to. We don't even need a blade. She looks fragile enough to me.
What do y'all think? Do I want to grab her or wait it out? Either way, this is a new pathway that we haven't done before. Only you and your spreadsheet addicts would say that. It's fine. Spreadsheets are awesome, though. I feel like I should wait and see how things play out. Because the last time we tried to slay her, I think the last time I came in this chapter. Let's wait and see how things play out.
I see you don't have that annoying knife anymore. So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg for absolution, maybe? Because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
Oh. Do you know why you came back?
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper. A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Do you want me to die? Do you want me to kill myself to satisfy some sort of sick revenge fantasy? Because I already did that and it wouldn't be hard to do it again.
Are we putting this to a vote? Because personally, I'd prefer if we didn't die again. If that's what it comes down to, that's what it comes down to. But I don't see the point of offing ourselves just yet.
I was gonna say, because technically, what we need to work towards if we want a chapter 3 is we don't want her to become a vessel.
Oh, that's sweet of you to offer. But killing yourself wouldn't help either of us.
Which, if it did, it would still be an achievement for us because I haven't gotten the Spectre as a vessel yet.
It would seem that everyone here is in agreement except for you. I shouldn't have to tell you that you shouldn't kill yourself. So please, try to keep your suicidal tendencies in check.
I just want to go home.
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
How specific.
And
how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world.
And if we let her leave the building, she will turn into a vessel. So maybe I should have brought the knife. What do you want from me?
A way back to where I belong. This place won't let me leave. At least not alone. I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything will be fine.
I mean, that's a point.
Hasn't got out and can't get out are two very different things. That'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride.
Oh, that is true. If we do try to leave, she might just hitch a ride without us wanting her to anyway.
After all, you own me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us?
Yes.
She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her.
But if we did, then she could hear the narrator, and it'd be interesting to see how she reacts to it.
Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
Yeah, because obviously, like, we've had it in other chapters where the princess has interacted with the narrator, but we haven't had that in this chapter.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
We already have so many passengers once with one more, exactly. What if I say no?
Then I won't hitch a ride.
You won't hitch a ride if I say no, or you can't hitch a ride?
I'm sure you'd like to know. It's a shame I won't tell you. But it'll be easier for both of us if you just let me in. And doesn't it sound nice?
Maybe for her, but it's crowded enough in here as is.
You won't have to feel guilty anymore. If you even do feel guilt.
It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body. That is a very dangerous train of thought.
Okay. Go find Sharp Stabby Buddy as plan B. Probably not tonight, because this, wherever this leads us, of us getting a vessel, this will be our 5th vessel, so it will take us to the end after this loop. How many potential routes? It is fascinating. The amount of routes you have. Like, you have to do multiple playthroughs, because you can't even see all the princesses in one playthrough. Even with our extra loops we've done, you know, you wouldn't have seen those ones that you, quote, skipped. Like, we didn't actually go to the tower, which if we did, we would have gotten stepped on, and it would be good. But we did skip that one. So you have to do multiple playthroughs, because there's more than 5 chapter 2s, and you gotta see them all. You know what? I'm gonna say no.
I see. So that's how it's going to be. That makes me sad.
Okay, so that makes me think that there's even another, you know, that's another branch here, is not taking the knife, but letting her possess you.
I guess we'll have to fight then.
Oh.
The princess passes through you, a chill rippling along your skin, a disappointed sigh echoing in your ears. You turn and face her as she hovers between you and the stairs. Spectral tears streak down her cheeks as she places a translucent hand on your chest. It feels cold, but otherwise like nothing at all.
We made her sad.
Are we doing the right thing? Why do I feel so sad? Don't let her get to you. It doesn't matter. Somehow, soon, this too will be over, and we'll move on to something new. I feel like you all keep forgetting that. Her dark-rimmed eyes fall to the floor as she speaks.
I never wanted to have to hurt anybody. It's not who I wanted to be.
The tears on her cheeks vanish. She lifts her head, sorrow replaced with wrath, staring into you with fiery anger.
But I guess you've turned me into something worse.
She forces her hand into your chest, and then... Yes? Nothing happens.
Are you sure about that? Something should have happened.
And yet it didn't. We're fine.
So that wasn't new to us. So we must have done that before? We tried to slay her. So... I'm gonna try stepping away.
You do your best to pull away, but it's as if her arm, embedded in your body, is rooting you in place.
That's what I thought, Lonely, is that she does try to she's trying to. I think the last time we were here, she did.
Leaving so soon.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next, but it is over before you can fully conceptualize what it is. The horrific splintering,
Yeah.
the squelching of organs, the rending of tissue, an icy, numbing pain.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you, I'm taking everything I owed. Starting with your body. If you won't choose to give me my freedom, I'll just have to make you give it to me.
She's
Oh.
real now. Pity we don't have a weapon.
I was gonna say, we didn't bring the knife this time.
Your last
There's our hurt,
moments are
yeah.
spent a helpless witness as she rips her hand from your chest, holding your still beating heart in her clenched fist.
But that's ours.
See you soon, killer.
She crushes it, blood and ruined vascular tissue leaking from between her fingers, dribbling unceremoniously to the floor. Everything goes dark, and you die.
All right. Let's see if we get a new one, or if we get... I think we get the wild. No, we didn't get the wild. We got... No, Wraith. We either get Wraith, or we get the new one. We got Wraith. Okay, that's fine. So...
You're on a path in the wood, and here we go again. Off to slay her. Again.
Okay, so... I guess I'm confused because I avoided her possessing me and letting her leave, because every time we let her leave and every time she steps out of the cabin, she turns into a vessel, which wouldn't give us a chapter 3, which is why I didn't let her didn't say yes to her possessing us. But maybe that actual question, do I need to have actually answer. Do I need to have her possess me? Is that how I get to the new chapter 3? Or is trying... Well, I guess the other thing, too, is if I tried to slay her... knife plus let her possess you. Okay. I was going to say, I chose the opposite of what we had done before, but our choices that we made before the pristine cut might still lead, to the different... Oh, excuse me. Might still lead to the other chapter 3 because it wasn't an option before. That's the other thing too. I don't know if I remember the possessing option being an option, but I've only gotten Spectre once, and it was a year ago. So it's like I don't remember specifics. I could go back and watch my own VOD again. We could go back and look. It's all on YouTube, and everything is timestamped by chapter. So if anyone wants to go look, we got Spectre in the last loop that we did of our third run that we didn't finish. So if anyone wants to go look on YouTube in the last VOD of Slay the Princess, that would be in there. So I might look later. I'd be able to do it without the knight, but it's finicky. Okay. It was an option before? Okay. Okay. So knife and let her possess you. Okay, so next time we need to let her possess us. That is fine. So I guess the other question that I have is, can you get the Spectre as a vessel? Because if letting her possess us still leads to a chapter 3, is there not an option to end at the chapter 2 for Spectre? Do you always have a chapter 3 for Spectre? Because I'm confused of what other option you would have. Because it seems to end up being that unless if we would let her possess us, it always ends up that she squishes our heart. Specific on how you do it. Yeah, I was gonna say there's gotta be a way, right? There's gotta be a way, but it's gotta be something specific that we haven't done yet. We'll have to try because this is so cool. Oh, it's so cool.
The deck's stacked, isn't it? We kill her, we start again. She kills us as a goddamn ghost, we start again. I'm starting to think we're being run in circles just for the sake of it.
Mm-hmm. And then just leave Shemai. That would be my thought, is that you would have to, because essentially you have to get her, you have to get her outside the cabin for her to turn into the vessel in that case. Okay, so we need to do another 2 runs of this game because we need to get the Spectre vessel, but also we need the new chapter 3, and I swear we're not actually gonna 100% this on stream because that's gonna take forever, but we might just need to casually just keep coming back and doing a playthrough, because like the reality is, now that I know it can go past 5 loops, I know we can also avoid that. So in theory, like I could do it in a sitting. Like we almost did it last night. Like, we did 5 loops last night, and we would have gone to the Shifting Mound. We would have been able to do it in one sitting. You know what? Maybe I just add it to the wheel. And every time it lands on the wheel, we come back and do another Slay the Princess playthrough. It's a thought. That is also another thing, too, is people can make me play it through channel points whenever. That is a thing. Which, speaking of us doing, speaking of us playing games because of channel points, I know we have stuff in the queue, but this connected because I know people have spent points to have us truck on stream with points in the past, but next weekend is already going to be the first Saturday of the month, so at this point I'm still planning to do community night, even though that seems really early. That we're gonna truck for at least part of it because there's a Halloween event going on in Truck Sim, and that's a good time that we should go Halloween trucking together. And also, I guess if depending on who trucks and who has the DLC, we could also work. I haven't finished the Arkansas event that's still, I think, going on. I hope it's still going on. I hope I didn't miss the end of the Arkansas event because I didn't go back and finish it. Anyone knows. I forgot to go back and finish that. I hope it's still going on. Do they have 2 events going on? Oh, no. I guess it's not the end of the world? I think till November for Arkansas. Okay. I was going to say, I don't remember when it ends. It would be Saturday. So, a week from today. Because next weekend is already November, which is insane.
Come on. Let's not give in to all that misery just yet. There's got to be a way out of this. There's got to be a right answer. Yeah. And what if there isn't? Aren't you listening to me? What if all of this was rigged from the start? That's ridiculous. There'd be no point in all this if it was just some kind of cosmic busy work. I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be seeing how many ways they can screw with us. Could be it's all some kind of sick joke to them. Okay, so you've already been here. Twice, even. Great. Then let me poke a few holes in your depressing little theory. Nobody here is screwing with you, and I can't imagine any scenario where you would have started over after slaying the princess. Well, we didn't have to start over. We killed ourselves. And why, pray tell, did you do that? Because you decided to foist an infinite tedium on us. That doesn't sound like me. If I'd had everything my way, you would have effortlessly slain the princess, saved the world, and been given your happy ending. The ending was the tedium. You locked us in a cabin and sent that cabin to an endless void, and then you told us we were happy. Well, were you happy?
No.
Of course we weren't happy. That's why we killed ourselves. It was awful. Yes. And then she killed us. Even though she was already dead. This is all fake. Okay, let's try to get back on track. You're real. The princess is real. The world is real. The people in the world are real. And the danger she poses to all of them is also, quite unfortunately, real. Whatever you did the first time, it sounds like it almost worked. So how about you give it one last try? Because killing yourself seemed to undo all the good you almost managed to accomplish. All this standing around and talking is boring. Let's at least do something. Maybe we'll kill her again. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll even free her.
Okay. What happens if we don't go to the cabin?
Then she finds a way out on her own.
Ugh, of course she does.
So, standing around out here is the same as us letting her out. Only we don't have to see her. That's gotta be better, right? No, it's strictly worse. But she can't kill us out here. Why would staying out of killing distance be worse if she's getting out regardless? Because it's cowardly, for starters. And because the unknown is always worse than the known. But really, all you're doing right now is weighing two considerably bad options.
For you.
The only solution worth considering is slaying her, and whatever delusion is holding you back from doing that is just that, a delusion. If you already managed to end her in some other world, the only reason you'd be here is that you somehow managed to do it wrong. More rules, more rhetoric. Since when is there a wrong way to slay her? I'm sick of it. Makes me want to end the world out of spite.
Okay. Kind of stacked next weekend, but I want a truck. Okay. Because the other thought, like, we can, like, it's not like we have to do it on that day. I was gonna ask people because I wasn't sure with Halloween being on a Thursday. Like, we've definitely seen some people doing, like, Halloween parties and stuff this weekend, but I don't know if people were also doing them, like, next weekend, because technically next weekend is still, like, it's after Halloween, but it's closer to Halloween than now. So, I didn't know if people had all kinds of stuff going on, because we could technically move it. Like, it doesn't have to be next weekend, but by our usual... The usual is the first Saturday of the month is when we do it. It's kind of just what we've been doing for a while. We used to do Fridays, and then I realized doing all the hype and everything of community nights on a Friday after working, and I was always too tired. I was always so tired. Okay, let's just go to the cabin.
You continue down the path towards the cabin. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what's in there, and despite your protestations, I think you know what you need to do. The more he talks, the more I'm interested in setting her free. Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care. It sounds like somebody's about to crack.
Just enter the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is long and dark.
Right,
A single
this
narrow
one.
hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything forward.
Okay, so this one, she like broke our leg and like dragged us. I don't know how we do this one differently.
The only furniture of note is... That's strange. What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? Great. Something else has been taken away from us. I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter, does it?
We just jump out the windows. Approach the mirror.
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward, towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched.
Am I being watched? Are y'all watching me? Am I being watched? Sorry, that was... I had to.
We've always been watched. You're watching us right now. Sometimes the feeling is just stronger than others. I feel like you're trying to put us on edge. We don't need all this anticipation. We just need this to be over. You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there. What are the odds she's waiting for us right now? Just out of sight, on the other side of that glass. You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening. Nothing. It's like this place read our mind just to mess with us.
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
Shit, where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she, the princess, constricts. Your bones snap.
Oh.
Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess. Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right. I thought maybe you'd seen what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the same mistake over and over and over. So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here. And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
I say we let her do it. It's something different. Do we even have a choice? You always have a choice. Maybe before, but not now. There isn't a blade this time. Exactly. What choice is there if there isn't a blade? Well, unless you have any specific ideas, I think my vote's the only one that counts.
What did we do before? Did we let her walk out of here? We became her body vessel, is what I wrote in our notes. Actually, did I make down what we did for Spectre? No, I didn't. Okay, we didn't bring the knife. We... No possess. I mean, no possess, did not slay. I don't know what else to note for that. Okay, let me put that we are in the Wraith. Whoop. Okay. So I guess let's struggle?
You violently struggle against the princess, but all you manage to do is grind the fragments of your splintered ankle together. You can't shake free from her now.
It's so easy to make you squirm. But I won't be crueler than I have to be. I didn't want to cause any more damage. It'll be hard enough for me to walk out of here on that broken ankle.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent
She
and
still has the
curling,
X,
moving
though.
in ways that defy your understanding. Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head? And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess. Not like this. You don't even have a weapon, so I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too. And whose fault is it there isn't a weapon here? Yours, I assume. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Whatever you did in those previous lives of yours, you really messed up. Are you seriously trying to blame this on us?
He is.
Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul.
Oh, right. I forgot how weird that sounds.
You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong. It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out.
Ooh.
I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. There's another option, you know. Don't help either of them. Flip the table. That gap where the mirror was, I don't think it goes anywhere. Let's throw ourselves into the abyss. Your body,
Ooh.
still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff, your body reduced to a marionette, pulled reluctantly along by your strings.
It's not that bad. The pain feels good. Because I know you feel it too.
Leave the cabin. Throw your body into the abyss.
In a single moment of overwhelming willpower, you tear your body from the wall and hurl it towards the gaping abyss.
Because that's different than what we did before.
I won't let you do this.
Capillaries burst and muscle fibers tear as you and the princess struggle over the reins of your body. One foot planted firmly on the edge where the floor ends, and the nothing begins. It's unquestionable that her reserves are greater than yours, but fortunately for you, the distance you have to cover is far shorter. Enough is enough. I'm tired of us always losing. It's just a step away.
Even if you throw yourself into the abyss, you still lose.
Ooh.
You throw everything you have against her and manage, for one brief moment, to overpower the princess's hold on your body. But that moment was all you needed. Your foot slips a few inches, and you collapse forward, the darkness swallowing you whole.
Okay, we did just get an achievement. What'd we get? We got the Exorcist 3. When taken against your will, deal with your enemy the only way you can. Okay, then.
Why do you hate me?
Her thought slips through you.
unheeded as you fall and fall.
Oh!
What an end. But at least it's ours. An empire of frigid nothing. I don't think this qualifies as saving the world, but at least you didn't ruin it. What happens now?
What do you mean what happens now? You wanted this.
But I want to know what he thinks happens now.
I don't think you're going to find that out.
Oh? And why is that?
Good.
You should pay better attention to your head. You left. Gone. It's just you and you and you and me.
Gonna say the long dark or the long quiet's coming in.
Idiot.
He's gone. But
Oh. Terminal velocity ceases and you feel something, a mass, a growth torn out of you. You and the princess look at each other for a short moment.
What? What's happening to me?
Oh, there's our 5th vessel. You don't answer her before she's gone and you feel a resistance under your feet once more. Memory returns.
she's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
Okay, approach the mirror.
This doesn't... It's going to do something to us. I can feel it. Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
For any of you who are not wanting to see the end, if you are chilling for the chapter 1s and chapter 2s and chapter 3s, and don't want to see the finale, I appreciate you hanging out, but we are headed towards the end unless if I have miscounted of vessels. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Okay, yeah, we're going to the end. Okay, before we actually go all the way into this process and things like that, it has been 2.5 hours and I should take a wiggle break. Because I would rather not pause in the middle of this ending sequence of stuff. I would rather pause just before it. So if anyone is lurking or hanging out or things like that, I super duper appreciate you being here. I will say, as much as I love you being here, if you have not played this game yourself and would like to, don't watch the end here. Because it does give you a lot of information. Yes, I can open fishing. Yes. I totally forgot to open it at the beginning of the stream. That is totally my bad. That is unintentional. If we're ever not in the middle of a story game and I don't have fishing open, you all can bug me about that because it's not intentional. So, I will let you all fish. It does have a 30-second cooldown between your fishes. I will leave you with the creepy sounding of this. And I'll be back. Thank you for hanging out. Okay, I read that quote, the last quote there, and I knew what I just have to laugh that I knew what it was talking about before I even looked at what game it was a part of. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry, my all the whole science and all the things, like, can we please? Can we please? Goodness. Also, hi, Crispy. Your chair broke? Uh-oh. That's not good. Alright, let me see. Your Mad Lib is a plural noun. A plural noun. Y'all, bodies are so annoying. And as much as, like, I really want to stream for, like, hours and hours more and, like, start another playthrough of this or swap to Wander Song or anything like that, I'm really tired. So we're gonna finish this out. But then I think I'm gonna have to stop because, my body will not keep up with what I want to do. And it's very annoying. But I will put the bricks down. So if anyone missed me saying it before I went BRB, we are at the end. So if you are someone who has not played this game before and has any interest in playing this game, this next sequence that we're about to do is going to answer a lot of questions, which I guess I don't necessarily have to click on them. I'm going to click on at least a couple, because I've already got the achievement of doing none of them. So just keep that in mind. So, of course, totally up to you. Took a 5-hour nap. Yeah, I kind of, like, I woke up at 9 and was, like, up for, like, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes. I checked the phone notifications, like, got out of bed, and then went, I'm tired, laid back down, and proceeded to not get out of the bed until 2. And then even after that, like, me getting up and moving just now is the first time all day that it didn't feel like I was moving through a quicksand, but now I'm just like, I'm tired. And I don't think it's that I'm still necessarily sick. I think it's just the combination of just being tired from being sick and then pushing through and then everything that happened this week, just with family stuff. It's like, okay, we're just tired. We're trying our bestest. So I will say part of the motivation was like, okay, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go send good vibes to my friends on Finch and then try to wake up and do stuff. And then I failed, but I still got up and sent good vibes to people. I attempted. There was an attempt that was made, at least. So, I'll take that as a win, at least. Okay, let me close the fishing out, because, we're not gonna fish in the middle of our slaying here. Okay. Actually, I wonder... Wait, we got an achievement! He lived in a pineapple under the sea. Caught the sponge and the pineapple is the achievement that we got for fishing. I love that that's an achievement. That is so silly. I wonder... It's probably a hidden achievement. I still haven't gotten the good ending achievement, but I have seen that little sign pop up. I'm wondering if there's another... I don't know what ending we're going to get. Oh, okay. Y'all, we have to leave multiple times again. There's more achievements. There's more of those hand achievements that it keeps going, so we have to do that again. Huh. Okay. I didn't immediately notice anything. I was just seeing if there... I don't know what ending we're gonna get. And I was just trying to see if there's maybe any achievements. There's probably achievements that we haven't gotten. You're nothing at all. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in the shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
The crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image of the glass in two. And another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into a jagged shards of broken glass. I don't know how many of these I want to click through. Because we've clicked through most of these before. So if there's any questions you all want to know... Maybe we click a few of them, because I have gotten the achievement for literally just destroying the mirror. You haven't seen this part before? Okay, so I'll click through some of the things. I'll click through some things to give you all some answers. So whichever ones are interesting. Okay. Are you a part of me or are you something else?
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point, I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
Yes, this does happen every single ending. The ending starts with us with the mirror. It's what happens after that's different. And to be honest, I'm trying to remember what ending we got last time. I don't remember what ending we got. I just remember the one with the pretty lights, but I think that was the first ending we got, not the second. Oh my gosh, I forgot how loud that still is. We have gotten 2 of them. This is technically our 3rd full run. We started a 3rd run before, but we only did 2 loops of it and we never finished it. So we have gotten 2 different endings before. We've finished 2 playthroughs. This is our 3rd finish. Versions of you. You said that before, so I really was meeting different versions of yous.
You were, and it was by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Right. If you're not me, then what are you?
I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Oh, right. And then it still ended anyway. Like, I was one... Right, because I ended stream and then I was literally like 1 click away from like the actual end. Yeah, because I thought it was actually re-looping. I forgot about that. I forgot about... Yeah, so my first ending was the non-ending. And then the second one, we like walked out together, I think. And we got like... We looked at the pretty like glowy light thing. I think was the last ending we got. There is a new ending in the Pristine Cut. I don't know if we'll see it, but there is a new ending they added. What is the princess? Did you make her too?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. so I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
And what is my true identity?
You're the Long Quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Still wild. We are the Long Quiet. And he wants there to... The narrator wants there to be no death. We are a god. Mm-hmm. The Long Quiet. We are hungry, or is that just me? No, I could eat something. So do you know about the looping? So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me?
Perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. And for all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
Mm-hmm. Who cares about dying? I've died plenty of times.
You haven't. You've flirted with dying. You've played pretend. But your consciousness is an unbroken stream.
Oh, that one sounded different. If I destroy her, won't I be alone?
Yes, you will. But it will all be worth it.
Why couldn't you have told me this from the start? I would have helped you destroy her.
If you actually knew what she was from the start, if you knew her capabilities, a single intrusive thought could have instantly ended the entire world.
Yeah, because there's... I don't remember which chapter it is, but there's one that we get that we fall into that... Because he accidentally tells us of whatever we think will be or something, and then we think something, and I don't remember which one that is. And how do you know everybody else doesn't also experience death the way I do?
They obviously don't. You experience death the way you do by design, and by your unique nature.
Okay, one more. Rest easy. I'm going to destroy her.
Are you lying? I can't tell. But I've said my piece, and my time's up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
Bye. As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with a newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and necessant god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Nascent? Okay, I was going to say, I probably said that wrong every single time we've come to this part. Here she comes. So, do we want to commit to the fight? Do we want to ditch the fight? Do we want to... I don't know what we want to do.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Means just coming into existence. Okay.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Because I want to say we stuck through the fight last time. Do you know about the Echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
I mean, not that I want to slay her, but it is one of the endings we haven't done. Because I've done the non-ending choice of the telling her and us going into the, well, why don't we just keep looping like this? And then I think the last time we saw the fight through, because we tried to get her to stop fighting us, but picked up on something you never noticed before. What'd you notice, Junk? Like, I kind of want to leave, but I think we kind of did that before, and I would like to try to get a different ending, but I don't want to slay her. But I think that would be the different ending. But also there is a new ending. So... yeah, okay. I noticed that that's this time too. And I don't know if I picked up on that before. So we used to be one god. But then whatever the fuck the narrator did split us into two. Which does make it make sense in the fact that we tend to follow versus... you know, making our own choices. Like, we're still making our own choices, but we're doing them based on what other people tell us. But what if both? Both literally incomplete, yeah. Okay, I'm saving here. But, like, what if both? You know what? I just don't want to click. I don't want to click this button, so we're clicking this one.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
Because I don't think we clicked on this before. I think we've done exploring and ended up fighting. So maybe this is different. I don't know if this was an option before. Free yourself? This is different. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings, spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
This is a love story. Take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Okay, I think this is the same one we got last time, and I'm okay with that, because this is pretty. One of these times, I'm going to have to push the slay option. You're free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contain 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware just as you have always been and just as you always will be, or will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. It's so good. It's so good. We gotta save. The other thing is if you ever play this game, you have to save your list. It will give us a playlist that specifically goes with this set playthrough, which is super cool. I know, is it cute? There is another ending that I've seen that's them like back at the cabin, but I haven't gotten that one. I don't think. Maybe we did? I don't remember at this point. The amount of stuff I've seen of this and my playthrough and what I've seen bits and pieces of other people's playthroughs is all just a big mush, which is why we have the spreadsheet. It's why we have that there. I love this game so much. I love it so much. Which, the other thing that's exciting, they're releasing a vinyl, and it's apparently gonna glow in the dark of a vinyl of the music of this game. And I kind of want it. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah. It's such a good game. Okay, so this is the thing. So, here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. Okay, so we can take a screenshot. So this is the specific playthrough of the songs that match what we got, which I think is so cool. Okay. Return to the main menu. Okay, memories. So this would be... I guess the memories is the gallery. We can also reset it as well, which I think is cool. I don't know, y'all. Who's your favorite princess? Which I guess we didn't see all of them in this playthrough. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, the wild. Because we got that one, but there's also the other heart one. I actually really liked the prisoner. Okay, so you can click in. Enter a violent confrontation. So you can get hints on stuff that you haven't done yet. What could go wrong with handing her your weapon? She's locked up. Okay, so you've got the ones that we've done. That's so cool. That's really cool. To load for the stat, I was gonna say, should we reload? I did save. Should we see what the other option is? Since we just had the wholesome option, let's see what happens if we click slay. Because the other thing that happens is if we explore, like, we'll go back through and experience all the different vessels and things. Like, we end up in a fight kind of sequence. I'm gonna push it.
Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this
Because
is
this
what
starts
it
the
takes to
fight,
save
okay.
her, then so be it.
Oh.
Is a vehicle, and to destroy the flesh is to strand the spirit. With violence you stranded me, and with violence I sought to twist your flesh and mine.
Honestly, this whole fight, even though I know it's a fight thing, it's such a cool sequence.
Forced between choosing your death and forfeiting your body, you chose agency. But agency requires action, and action requires endless tapestry of events. In your final moments, would you remove action itself from reality?
This is actually interesting too. Love how to see it with the perspective of the princess. This is new dialogue for us because the last time we got the Spectre, and this is going to be new dialogue for each of them because we did opposites of stuff. So we got different versions of the vessels than we got before. Does this still happen if you don't do the Spectre or the Wraith? This sequence, so we got this, so the Spectre was the last loop we did. It's gonna go backwards through the loops we did of the vessels we got. So whatever vessels you collect are the ones you see in this sequence. So depending on which vessels you collect, it will change which ones are in this sequence. So this is why this is new dialogue, because we've gotten the Spectre before, but the last time I did the Spectre, we took her to the door. And this time we yeeted ourselves into the void. So she says something different because we did something different. Yeah, the goal is to try to talk them down and see your side. Yeah. Okay. This actually, is this different? These aren't all marked. These have like specific argue European resurrector. I don't remember it having that, but that might just be me not remembering from a year ago. They're clearer. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't remember them having those things. They used to just be explore. Okay. That's what I was gonna say. It's different. Oh, actually, this is really cool. The first time we met, I executed you without a second thought. And at the end of my confrontation with your spirit, I hurled you into a bottomless pit.
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you. To question everything is to deny the truth in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. By believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck. Bound for eternity, you saw the need for impermanence, and it was through that need that you carved our freedom. Without impermanence, the suffering of living things is infinite. Would you strip my gifts away and leave everyone to suffer in the dark?
Ooh. Address this vessel's statement directly. They show if you're agreeing or disagreeing. Yeah, I think that's better because I definitely had some of the times I clicked on it, and the tone of it was not what I expected it to be. Stop the fight early and surrender. I don't think I want to stop the fight early. I think I want to see it through still. I don't know. We could end it early, because I think the first time we went through, I ended it early, and then we still ended up doing the way we convinced her to stop was doing more infinite loops. If you stop, we'll get the same ending we just saw. Okay. Because I want to try to get a different one, and I know there's a new ending. So actual question, if anyone knows how to get to a different ending, I'm open to knowing that, because I understand how this sequence works. So, like, that's not, like, a spoiler of a thing. Like, I understand we're going back and through the vessels and we're arguing with each other. If you're suffering... I get her idea, though. Like, if nothing changes, what's the point? Looked at the mechanics of it? Okay. I want to see what happens if we address it directly. Okay. Interesting. So it's like a sub-menu. They'll get over it. They'll see... Oh, so it's like we're talking directly to the vessel versus talking to her. Okay.
Or, in time, would they see it as a curse? That cold fire has left your eyes. Are you finally willing to listen?
You are devoured. Pray for something bigger than you that stalks and slinks in shadows.
The dance is its own truth. It is the movement that matters, not the pause you mistake for an ending.
I'm gonna argue, you act as though the world can't exist without you, but I've existed without you.
Have you? Or is what you think of as independence merely an illusion? Without me, you can have no contrast. And without contrast, you have no shape.
A web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to. Where did you end and I begin? When you felt what it was to be me, we held on to each other and pierced the veil of truth. Will you abandon that curiosity now that we are no longer joined in physicality?
Continue to argue your independence. Okay. What are the woods then? What is the cabin? What is the time we spent apart, if not me existing as myself?
Time you've spent away from me is still time spent in reference to me. Even then, both of us are more than our bodies. Am I not in the trees? Am I not in the cabin? Am I not in you?
Okay.
Fear is what pretends to protect us from loss. To fear death protects from losing a body. To fear ruin protects from losing status. To fear rejection protects from being known. But losing a body is contained within having a body. Losing status is contained within having status. Being known is contained within being conscious. It is in the nature of all things to transform, to go from known to hidden to known again. But when the ceaseless impermanence of all things strips away the finality of endings, what remains of fear? Is it a shelter protecting you from itself? Or is it a shelter protecting itself from you? You took fear by the hand and walked with it into the unknown. And through that, you feared nothing.
Hmm. You speak about life and death and change and stagnation, but that isn't what any of this has been about.
Oh, is it not? Perhaps you can enlighten me.
As the clash between you abates, the princess withdraws, trembling.
You are unmovable. Is it by the design of our conflict that I cannot win? Or are you just that fervent in how you cling to delusion? Are you so desperate to destroy me that you've grown blind to the heavenly beauty of our reality? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. You cannot remove something without removing the relations which define it. To destroy what you perceive as evil is to damn everything you perceive as good. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
We have lots of slay options. I think we commit to the slaying, because that's what we did at the beginning. Because leaving gives you the pretty ending. I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die.
Then destroy me if you're able. But I will not coddle you in my final moments. I will not yield to your delusion without a vicious struggle.
You don't have to face her alone.
Whoa. Yeah, I was gonna say, I wasn't expecting Voice of the Hero here. Thought you died whenever I looked in the mirror.
I don't think that's wrong, but I'm not sure it's right either. But we can worry about all that later. Seems like you've been doing all right on your own, but I don't think you can strike a decisive blow from out here. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
Okay, that was different.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then let's go.
Oh, no, I think we've seen this. This is how you get to the cabin.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
I'd like that for old time's sake.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know I've already mentioned it, but if we want to see this through, we're going to need that blade. That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
Narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
So weird, it's so quiet. You know what? Go ahead and enter the basement.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
It's almost over, isn't it? That's okay. Let's just talk, the two of us, one more time, before you kill me.
She sounded just like that. Timid and gentle. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
You're really going to do it then?
She's not
aren't you?
chained.
You're really going to kill me? You don't have to. You know that, right? But if that's what you want, we might as well talk a bit first. I wouldn't mind a few extra minutes.
We are committing to slay the princess, and I want to see what happens.
So this is really it then. Let's see this through.
So this is what it feels like to actually die. I think this is for the best. I don't know what the world will be like without me. But it can't be that bad if it still has you in it.
Oh,
I've always loved you. Don't forget me.
you blink and the princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small I don't know what that word is. Wait, that sits at the border of your heart. Oh, melancholic. I get it. Okay. I don't know why my brain could not do that word. Whatever action brought you and the princess into being was rough and jagged and left each of you with a piece of the other. By destroying her once and for all, you also destroyed a part of yourself. But the world hasn't ended. Things continue on.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
No, she's not. A small part of her is with us.
Is that a metaphor, or are you being literal? It doesn't matter. We don't need to linger down here anymore. Let's get going.
You leave the basement behind. Then the stairs. Then you leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here.
The path and the woods outside are an empty canvas, but there is even more to see beyond this place. The fruits of your labor, a world free from death. Set yourself free. The body of an... Oh, but she's not going to be here. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in your limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Open your heart and bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once, the unyielding tension gives way. And then, shattering, you are free, and before you lies an endless expanse of absolute reality, a new absolute reality, one forged by your will and by a long, arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hand countless time over. But there will be no more bloodshed in this new world.
We really won. We're the house now. We get to make the rules. This is nice. No more hunting. No more running. Just us. And whatever's out there. Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually wind up siding with him?
Not me. That's why this is the second version of our ending.
The whispering, and the coercion, and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive has stopped. I could get used to this.
That wasn't very hard at all. Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now. Well then, I guess the only thing left to do is figure out what happens next.
A new and unending dawn. Slay the princess is the achievement I just got. Yep, that was a different ending. I don't like that ending, but that was a different ending. I definitely like the other endings of not slaying the princess, but that definitely feels like the bad ending. That definitely feels like the bad ending. I'm glad I've seen it to know that that ending exists, but there still is other ones because I still haven't gotten the good ending achievement. World Without Death just sounds horrible. Yeah, I was like that. I wouldn't choose that option, which is why like I made that save for us to be able to go back and try that option. Because I knew that that was different than what we had done before. I don't like that ending. I think it fits that path if you did choose to side with the narrator, but it feels icky siding with him. You gave the Echo what he wanted. And I don't like that. But we did get to at least see a different ending, and we got an achievement for it. If I won all the achievements, it had to happen at some point. So there's definitely still other endings, though. Because I'm assuming that's not the new ending. Because I think that one would have been in there already. I just noticed that one of the Patreons was a cat eating a hamburger, is what their name was. And that's great. I love that. Okay, I didn't pay attention to it enough to know if this is different, so I'm going to screenshot this again in case it's different. But so far in every ending, both the Long Quiet and the princess admit to loving each other. Yes. The last song is different? Okay. Yeah, this is a love story. This is a love story. I still haven't gotten... There's still another ending that I've seen that I haven't gotten yet, and I don't know how you get that ending. I don't know if it needs to be... I don't know if it needs to be different choices of different combinations of chapters or just different choices in that final sequence. I'm not 100% sure what are... I don't know what our choices leading up to the end, how those affect stuff, other than it changes the vessels that are present. So... But if you are watching this in the future, I super duper appreciate you hanging out. We will come back to this at some point, I would think. Whether it's me recording and just having some gameplay or things off stream, or if we stream more of it, I don't know, but I need all the achievements, so I will at least be coming back to this, and if I play more of it and record things, it will end up here eventually. So if you want to catch playthroughs like this live and participate in the discussion over live versus in YouTube comments, definitely come over to the Twitch side of things, and I'll see you in the next one. Jessica's gotten a different ending. Oh, I forgot it does that. 'Cause I don't know if I remember which ending Jessica got. I think... Because I think it was Detune is the one that I saw get... There's another ending that I think it's still you follow and jump into her heart like that, because they're at the cabin, but they walk out of the basement and walk out of the front door together. Is the other ending I've seen, but I haven't gotten myself. And I don't know... I would assume that would be a go down, get to the point that you're at the cabin at the end, and choose not to slay her, choose to save her? Would be my assumption? I've seen one where you win the fight and she joins you as equals instead of you just following her. Interesting. Okay. And then there's also there's supposedly a new ending. I have no idea what the new ending would be. I actually don't even know how many endings there are. Like, that's not something I've looked into. Like, I don't know, like, what the actual number of endings there are. This game is so good. I love this game. Neither do you. Yeah, I was like, I haven't looked. Like, it's one of those things I don't mind, like, at this point, like, you know, I've seen all the chapter 2s. We've seen most of the chapter 3s, except for the new ones. So it's not like there's really, I feel like, much that can be spoiled other than knowing, hey, this exists. Like, in terms of story, like, it's just, you know, more different pathways. So I'm like, I'm not super concerned about that, but I'm still trying to get as many of them as I can without really looking stuff up. And I think with, honestly, I think with this new gallery, I don't think I'm going to necessarily have to do that. Because obviously the thing is, like, you know, get swallowed up by the beast. I have done that, but anything that was prior to the pristine cut isn't going to be marked as complete in here. But I would like to go back and I could, I mean, I guess I would have to redo the stuff I already did. Because, you know, obviously the vessels that I've gotten before aren't in here. Like, I don't have the damsel. Isn't in here. And the other versions of the nightmares and stuff isn't in here. Yeah, that, honestly, yeah, that's, like, the biggest spoiler, and we already know that, of, like, you know, we are one half of a god of death and rebirth, with the princess being the other half. Yeah, like, that is the biggest thing that could be, like, a spoil thing. And since we have done the end and we know that, then, like, I'm not necessarily super concerned about things. So, we're at 53 achievements now, though, which is super cool. We've made lots of progress of stuff. We actually ended up with more achievements than I thought we would going through it again, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got 14 achievements in one run through. And considering that wasn't our first run through, I feel like that's a pretty good number of achievements to get in one loop. But it also was 7 loops instead of 5, which is interesting that that can happen now. We kind of pick up on the narrator being so afraid of death, he splits the god in half and tried to have, yeah, we have one half kill the other. Yeah, and it's also interesting that he thought it would work, if that makes sense. Because clearly it doesn't. Like, if we stay alive and in the cabin, then yeah. You just have to kill reality to get the achievement. Yes. Exactly. This game is amazing. I need to watch, there's some people who have made some, like essay video essays on stuff, and I need to actually, now that I've, you know, with how much I've played it, I think I need to go start hearing other people's points of view and stuff like that too, because, like, I've seen other people play the game and I've watched bits and pieces of other people's playthrough, but I haven't really been there for necessarily, like, discussions, like end game discussions of stuff of anybody's. Like, I've seen them play it and have just, like, the during the game discussions, but I think it would be interesting to see what people have put together about the end, because, you know, it's interesting that, because, you know, the stereotype of this is you would expect it to be a princess and, like, a dragon, and the dragon's, you know, gonna slay the princess or save the princess, like, you know, you would think it would be that, but we're not. We're like a bird. We're a bird, and we're a god, and we're half a god, and she's the other half. It's just cool. It's just really freaking cool. I like it. So, on that note, though, I'm very tired. And as much as I would love to just keep, you know, start another playthrough or swap games or whatnot, my head is starting to hurt, so we are going to go on a raid. I am planning to be back on Monday. I have a review key. I have several review keys that are through Keymailer and several review keys that are not through Keymailer that I would like us to check out. There is one that is through Keymailer that I need to do within the next like 8 days. So we might check that one out at least on Monday. But I think then we will, I think we will swap and probably play some Wandersong would be the idea. If anyone has thoughts and opinions on community night, because technically that would be next Saturday, definitely let me know. But I don't know if people are doing, we've definitely seen neighbors and stuff doing parties like this weekend for Halloween, but I don't know if it's people doing some for next week. I don't know. So I'm gonna push this button. I appreciate you all hanging out tonight. It's been really a lot of fun. I think I know who we're gonna raid, unless if someone wants to do a channel point redeem on that. Oh goodness, what did it start playing? Oh, it started playing a song for the prisoner. Okay, we're still listening. We're listening to Slay the Princess still, just so you all know. That is still what we're listening to. You know what? Let's go chill, and I need to like do some laundry and do some ESO stuff and get some stuff done and whatnot. So I think this might be a good idea, because I slept till like 2. So I'm tired, but I'm not necessarily gonna go to bed immediately. We're gonna go raid Sui. She's doing a co-study working stream right now, and our little character in Lo-Fi City is wearing a witch hat with cat ears, and it's heckin' cute. So let's go over there, and I will plan to see you all here on Monday. And if you're not in Discord, that's where I do lots of updates. The other thing I guess I haven't added here is I am over on Blue Sky. So if you want to look, here's a post I made earlier about a cute leaf. If you want to go follow me over on Blue Sky, I am still on Twitter, but I'm not that I was ever actively tweeting on it before. I'm actively posting on Blue Sky, so if you want to actually see me post on socials, that's what I'm using. I think that covers it. Thank you all for hanging. Thank you all for chilling. I'll swap over here so we can stare at the cute penguin on our way out. Thank you all for chilling. I'll see you all real soon. Goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.